go. That should work. Let's see here. Let me amp up the music a bit in the background. I am so nervous to accidentally make the music too loud. I'm not even sure if music can be heard. But let's just hope that I'll be able to be hearable. I am not a professional. Yeah. Let me just quickly also set Discord to do not disturb. I'm so unprepared today. Alright, there we go. Let's see here, not this. I am so terrible today at my setup. There we go. Yeah, that's about right. I'm gonna stretch it out a bit, just to make sure it covers my screen. Professional streamer, everyone. Professional streamer. I'm just gonna continue working on my OTA. Because at first I wanted to play guitar because my parents are gone, yet again. They're out with relatives. I didn't want to go because I didn't feel like it, and just, if I don't feel like it, I have a tendency to be a bit grumpy. I'd rather do something that, like, makes me non-grumpy. If that makes sense. Yeah. It's gonna be probably a wild ride with the amount of topics I have in my head to actually talk about for once on the stream. Like, wow, that's a rarity. I actually have topics in mind that I want to talk about that aren't just, like, some random fluff. I mean, to be fair, I always want to talk on streams, because I am just a very chattery person when it comes to at least, having a day where I feel like doing a stream. So, yeah. Even if no one will watch, I don't care. I actually like recording stuff to myself, if anything. But it'd be pretty neat if someone did want to chatter a bit while I just work on my stuff. I started with blue shading, didn't I? Wait, I'm actually... oh man. Professional artist right here. Let's be a bit more... Yeah. There we go. That's the correct color. I thought I started with, like, a pinkish red shading. Goodness. Am I usually this clumsy on a day? My god. Oh well. I actually am debating about possibly... Oh wait, wrong layer. Possibly debating about streaming games in the future? Maybe someday. The thing is, I focus on IRL first, and social media comes, like, what, maybe 7th on my priority list. I have way more things IRL to do than stream all day and just sit all day at home and draw. I've been going to appointments left and right. Like, I've never been outside as much, as stupid as it sounds. I'm introverted, and I just prefer drawing or reading books over going outside in the summer. Says a lot about me being just a giant hermit crab. But, yeah. It's kind of strange going outside so much now, because I'm not used to it. It is extremely strange for me. The thing is, I think most people who don't have, like, some sort of anxiety or some sort of issues, unlike me, they can do things freely outside, but I have, like, an internal timer in my head where, like, if I'm outside for more than, like, maybe 3 hours, then I'll go insane. I don't like being outside. Yeah. Classic struggles nobody else has, unless they're, like, not introverted. Like, I am introverted as hell. Oh well. That is a really nice shading color I meant. That is a pretty neat color. Good color I chose. Pat. Oh boy. I'm gonna stream until my parents return, yet again, as per usual. And, well, after that I'm just gonna continue drawing, probably, and then getting ready for tomorrow, most likely, later. I yet again will have to go outside tomorrow, and I'll have to go message a bunch of people tomorrow, and I'll have to email a bunch of things tomorrow. I got a lot to do. I wish I could stream some things that I wanted to work on instead, but some things are confidential. I can't show that in the public, like, as of its private projects. So, yeah, keeping that away from the eyes. From the all-seeing. The all-being-seeing. That sounded very stupid. Alright. Just FYI, I started this OTA so many months ago, and I've only lately gotten around to, like, focusing on it, because I was focusing on a few more OTAs that I was close to finishing. But, like, then IRL kind of, like, snapped my neck over to, go do your work in college. But now that I'm a dropout, I am a loser. Okay, maybe not that, because I'm trying to get a job. That is definitely something. Getting a job is difficult, by the way. I wasn't expecting to, like, be immediately taken and stuff. But, like, even with, like, basic job experience you gain through just being in college and just, like, being in a school with, like, a higher education than, like, the, I guess, society's norm? Is that right to call it that? It feels a bit derogatory, I admit. Don't want to insult anyone who has, like, a lower degree in my country, which is Germany, if curious. But, yeah. Just basically a lot going on in the background of my life, and when I do have the time, I do actually gladly make a video or two. The thing is, I lately just had no time to do that, which is unfortunate, of course, but there's nothing I can do about that as well. Because if life takes you by the throat, you just gotta handle it. I have no better idiom for that. It is just the truth of what life is like nowadays. Not sure if that sounded positive or negative. It wasn't meant negative if it came off that way. I just kind of learned that, you know, just appreciating the ebb and flow of life is a bit better than, like, constantly complaining about it and being sad that life is so unfair. I just sound like an entitled brat. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's the reality of life. That's life for right. Alright, back to, like, arting a bit more concentrated. Getting a bit tangenty over life. I do admit, I love shading with blue and purple so much. It's sometimes difficult for me to, like, switch over to, like, a new color, because the other shading colors aren't as neat. I actually really don't like I don't like the color green and red, so that could explain why. But yeah. I admit I would love to honestly stream Frontier someday, even if I suck at Sonic games, especially modern Sonic games, because I am a giant dweeb and I just continue to play Sonic Rush Adventure on my DS. I'm not very good at getting used to modern stuff, my goodness. I'm just a boomer. Let's see here. A bit more definition would be neat. A bit more, not too much. Yeah. About right. Sometimes when I listen to the Unleashed track, I sometimes think of just, like, old Disney movies. I wonder if they did that on purpose. Definitely gives me nostalgia, though. I would love to, like, own the game myself someday. I just watched, like, Let's Plays back in my olden days. But my god, Sonic Unleashed OST slaps so hard. It's really good. So in general, Sonic games have, like, the best OST. Wait, I'm on the wrong layer again. I am so bad at this. But yeah, I just... Whatever the music composers for Sonic games do, how do you make it so magical? I really do want to learn music theory someday for that. It would be absolutely neat if I could do that. I mean, like I said, I could be playing the guitar right now, but I felt more like streaming today. I haven't done it in a while, probably, which is why I do like genuinely streaming. I mean, maybe it could be like some hobby career in the future that I don't worry too much about. Maybe like once a month to stream if I live alone, but for now, as I usually say, I don't want to disturb my parents. I want to let them watch TV without like them complaining about the connection, nor, of course, obviously, for viewers to like have a break off in a connection as well. I think like the most stupidest part about streaming is just the fact that like it's hard to conceal some stuff that is like super confidential. Well, how do I even explain it properly? Because I can't just say confidential and then like not imply I hide some sort of nuclear weapon launch code. I just mean like certain drawings, like for example, have blood in them and stuff that I probably shouldn't show in a public. That would be a bit too spicy, too much. Well, maybe I don't know. I haven't read YouTube's TOS in a good while, and I should probably redo that because I tend to usually reread TOS on a site I use, just as like good faith practice of checking what's updated and what's new, and like they constantly blab about, oh yeah, we updated it, but then like when I read it, I don't understand where the updates were. Unless they like go, oh yeah, we updated this section, and I'm like, oh wait, yeah, you changed like 7 words. That looks pretty neat, actually. Maybe put it on Chaicon, actually. Oh yeah, that looks neat. That looks neat. I think I'll keep it. I think I'll keep it on Chaicon. It's still kind of interesting to think that even years later, I still don't plan to switch art programs. Ooh, I love that soundtrack. Oh goodness. There we go. The wrist flick is important. Very important. Yep. There we go. Yeah, that looks pretty neat now. But maybe a little too much now. Gotta like make sure that the highlights look very neat. Because I learned, the more you overdo the highlights, the less clear the material becomes. When I was younger, I'd make everything glossy in my art, or like, look basically pillow shaded, because like, I thought to myself, oh yeah, if I add rough edges to my art, I'm going to lose my art style, and nowadays I just look back to like, that stupid mindset, and I just go, what art style? You back then had no art style, are you kidding? I now have debatably an art style, like not a good one, but I have It's better than nothing. Yeah. Just a little bit less. Yeah. Just a mild difference. I mean, it's a bit too much yet again. It looks like butter. Oh yeah, that's a bit better. Let me just slightly erase these edges away so I can have like, yeah, there we go. I need to break up places that have a bit too much highlighting going on and like slowly blend them back in. That way they stay rough, and that way you can like still like look, oh yeah, there's some definition. There's the person kept lighting in mind. That's pretty neat. That's pretty cool. Oh yeah, so respectful, you know, art basics, wow. Jokes aside, I would actually like to maybe in the future have like tutorials and stuff on like a Ko-fi. I've been trying to like get that set up, by the way, so that'd be pretty neat if I could like do more commissions in the future for like real money so I can stay alive at all. I'm gonna need that money for my driver's license. I've mentioned it a lot to friends, but the public may not be aware. To those that like maybe only watch my stuff like maybe once a year because I barely upload it. It's no secret. I'm guilty of that. I acknowledge that. Sorry. I'm just very, very busy. IRL. Because, I still have to go outside and touch grass after all. But, yeah. Driver's license expensive here in Germany. That bad boy has cost me my $400 so far. I saved up for an apartment instead. Not cool. Not cool at all. But, oh well. That is also wrong light placement. Focus a bit more, please, brain. Even if we are rambling to no one, we still gotta make sure that it looks good. Thank you. Yeah. Seems to look fine. Maybe a bit too glossy still, though. I need to blend a bit more. It looks a bit too glossy. If only it wouldn't be such a blind snake, I'd be able to like, see my art a bit better. Because it still looks glossy at times, because my eyes just skip understanding light. I have no clue why, but my my brain just goes, oh, yeah, no. Light doesn't exist, LMAO. What are you talking about? Hold on, okay, now I need to think. I've started this months ago, so I need to remember what light source I used. I made... The shading is clearly, like, greenish, so that means the lighting should be... Then probably was a yellow light, yeah. Then I'll just shade a bit more yellow. Shade highlight. Already getting my artist terms confused. My college teachers will be so disappointed in me. Well, they already were, but I digress. Well, actually, I could elaborate on that. Because, I had a tendency to, like, study for math and German instead of focus on art this year. Last year, it was flipped around. Last year, I focused more on art than German and math. And that way, like, I failed pretty hard. It was a bit horrible. The thing is, I got unlucky with a teacher, with two teachers actually, three teachers, okay. I got very unlucky basically. All the teachers I couldn't really handle that well, mentally, because they were, like, the thing is, if you're highly introverted, and like, you've basically had no friends all your life, so you just kinda go off of what you believe is like to talk to people, is a bit difficult in a setting like college, where you have to act like a professional adult, basically, even though you're only 16 years old. So, the expectations were a little high on someone like me, who can't communicate well with people. In a sense of just, I mumble and fumble my words, I sometimes use the wrong words, I can't explain myself. It's just tiny troubles like those. Well, they're not tiny, they're huge troubles that I cannot fix for years now, but I digress yet again. I'm fixing that lately. Ever since I left college, it's been easier for me mentally. I think it was genuinely a good decision to leave college. I'm glad I dropped out, but like, my parents obviously do not agree with me, but that's okay. That's totally fine with me. I haven't... I've never made people proud and stuff like that. Because I probably will never be able to do that in the first place, as weird as it sounds. I'm just not an overachiever. I like to perfect my art, that is true, but, personally, I'm satisfied so long people like go, oh yeah, this is fine, don't need much more, but you could have done better, and I'm like, good enough, don't need to do better. I like just, like, doing the bare minimum. If the bare minimum is enough, you don't need to maximize, I feel. Unless, of course, it's like some grand project where, like, you need someone's attention and stuff like that, then, like, I agree. I just think it has to do with, like, the circumstances when you're in it. Because, obviously, if there's some special event, of course you're gonna go, like, oh, this is special. We have to overachieve, we have to do, like, perfection. Like, if you're in school and you have to do a project, you don't even have the motivation to, like, do, really, then I think just going, good enough is a good mindset. Because, like, I would probably kill myself with, like, work. Not, like, just, that sounded a bit wrong, but yeah, I think college just internally so, like, kills people. I kind of don't like college. I do want to go study, but without, like, the part where I have to do math. I'm only bothered by math. The thing is, I lately also discovered I might have dyscalculia. It could be that. It could be why I just don't understand numbers and can't do stuff in my head. Or, you know, maybe I have something wrong with my brain. I'm unsure about that. I have yet to, like, need to make an appointment about, like, some person, like, checking my brain. Like, going, hey, yo, your brain's not good. And we're just going, oh, okay, can I fix it? That is basically just what I expect in my imagination. Like, they, like, hook some weird, funky machine up to me. And then they go, yeah, there's something wrong. I just go, oh, okay. That's about how most of my appointments go. People tell me, you might have some issues. And I just go, yeah, what else is new? Because, to me, it isn't new. I hear that all the time, besides, that I'm either weird or cute. I don't like being called cute. It's so annoying. It's like objectifying me, basically, into, like, an object. I know it's meant to be well, but it's so annoying to hear it from so many people. Because, like, maybe you don't want to be maybe you don't want to be considered, like, a play toy that is adorable. I don't personally like nicknames. It's horrible. I have no clue how people can, like, handle them. But at the same time, I'm just hypersensitive. Like, I'm fine with admitting that, because I am just a sensitive person. At heart. Yeah. Just a lot of things don't surprise me anymore. I've been, like, for 18 years now on this planet, and a lot of things I just expect. It's always a little odd when I talk to my parents. Well, not my parents, mostly my mom. Like, my mom, like, watches some, like, TV, and then she just, like, goes, oh my god, that's so horrifying. Did you know that, like, this person murdered this and that, and this happened, and criminal, and I just go, yeah, what else is new? Because I'm so desensitized to these types of news, because, like, I experience this basically on the daily, each time I just open the internet. And I just use the internet primarily for art inspiration or listening to music. When I use social media, I try to be as sparing as possible in order to not become, like, addicted to social media. Because it's easier than ever, especially with, like, Instagram and TikTok lately. It's just absolutely horrible. I weep for the future of many generations that will have to deal with predatory techniques as, you know, basically robbing all of our attention spans, stealing our data, and using it without consent. That type of stuff irks me. I really don't like that this is what, like, the modern internet has turned into, besides monkey JPEGs and, like, AI art, where now the Pope wears Balenciaga. I could also talk about that. I did want to talk about it maybe, like, in a video. I think it's horrible that tech bros think that AI is the new future. Because it is, like, straight up, I can admit, like, it's cool stuff. I'm definitely not going to, like, shun the people who, like, created this in the first place. Like, major clapping to you. You've done a great job inventing something revolutionary. But who's gonna undo the revolutionary if it's kind of destroying the world slowly? That's just what I've felt lately. Like, hold on, let me just grab something. There we go. Yeah, back to the topic. Just mostly confused because why do some people go, oh, this shouldn't be regulated, this should be free stuff in the future, oh, we shouldn't, like, place rules, you shouldn't let the government handle this. Like, I'm sorry, but, like, don't you see the dystopian implications of what AI can do? Like, have you maybe not thought about criminals maybe using it to fake evidence of anything? Like, I'm mostly concerned about the real life circumstances this could bring. Because obviously, if people are believing that a pope can be in some expensive clothes that look very goofy on him, I mean, to be fair, the pope, without trying to criticize religion, the pope can be very goofy sometimes. I mean, let's not ignore the fact he also listened to Megalovania because MatPat went, yeah, listen to this good stuff. But still, I'm not sure. Like, I think it should be regulated, just straight up the bat. Like, I'm not gonna sugarcoat about that. I think it should be regulated. There's just so much wrong with what could happen in the future with that. Like, literally, what if it fakes documents someday, like, one-to-one, perfectly neatly? Like, there should be some sort of prevention system that should be, like, government issued or something, you know? Just like space research should be surveillance very closely so that we don't have repeats of, like, basically spaceships blowing up, infernos literally inside spaceships, the space stations possibly having some sort of malfunction, you know? Like, do you think it's better if it stays unregulated? I kind of disagree. I think it should be regulated. There's no way in hell that I want a future with AI. Like, it's a good tool for learning. Let's not, of course, bash AI for the capabilities it has. It has a lot of capability and a lot of potential. But if the potential is being abused by negative sources, let's say trolls who find that a certain mustached man that unfortunately has once lived in this country is right and that his ideals should be followed, then no thanks. We should regulate AI. I disagree. Like, it's just certain people. It makes me a bit nervous. Because not everyone wants to listen to the government, and not everyone wants to use AI illegally. Not good. Not good. Very not good. I'm just personally nervous about that. Wow, the dystopian music really fits right now. But, yeah. It's just unfortunately another part of, like, our evolution basically catching up to us. Someday we're going to be our own downfall, in my opinion, as, yet again, as pessimistic as it sounds. I sound very pessimistic today, wow. I just want to discuss just, like, the future and, like, stuff about tech. I could also talk about the Sneeko drama, but I'm not sure if I want to, like, open that can of worms. I mean, I could put in a title and then clickbait it. I'm not about the YouTuber life. I do like commentary, but, like, it's not my goal to abuse that. I do want to talk about stuff casually. But at the same time, I also need to, like, when I do this type of stuff, be ready for, like, repercussions and, like, feedback and things like that. Since I'm some unknown channel, basically, just a tiny fleck on the giant vastness that is the internet, I can basically do anything until I get popular. But I refuse to do that because I like living in a calm space. Calm environment is neat. I would like to join commentary in the future, but, like, with some figures we have in commentary, I'm a bit nervous because I wouldn't have the mental capabilities to, like, challenge such people because, like, I basically am mentally not well. Let's just say it in a good manner. I mean, how else am I even going to describe that? I do have mental issues. That's no secret, because anyone on the internet might eventually develop these issues. Especially if people like me, who have been on the internet for so long. I've been on the internet since I was, like, a 6-year-old. That really says a lot about how hobbyless I am. Could I call myself a digital nomad? Maybe. I constantly live under a rock, so maybe I actually could get away with calling myself that. Not bad. Not bad at all, but it's missing some basic lighting. It's missing some really basic lighting. We'll just add a few highlight spots. There we go. Add a bit more here. I feel like that'd be appropriate because it's closer to a light source. Oh yeah, yeah, that looks neat, that looks neat. Makes definitely the materials stand out, that it's like shiny and like rubbery and stuff, and it looks like a mechanic's outfit. I at least think it's supposed to be a mechanic's outfit. I am unsure. I did not create this character. This character belongs to, they've changed their name a lot. Let me just mention all the names. Ruby Spoon, Ortro, or, freaking, Chaicon. There we go. I keep forgetting the newest name constantly. I'm so sorry, Chai. Yeah. Maybe I should add a bit of shading also to the section. I should also add a bit more shading to, like, the legs below, because, like, it's missing all of definition. A bit more here. Yeah, that fits, that fits. It fits. Oh wait. Only I'm capable of using the wrong brush and the wrong layer. Goodness. Let me add a bit more, like, rougher shade here. Yeah, and then when I blend it, it's, like, a bit better. Be gone. There we go. Maybe a bit more here, in between. I think it's honestly neat that at the same time, like, not many people watch me and this whole stuff. Because if I'd be just as unprofessional with, like, a high sub count, then I'd wonder why the hell I deserve it. With, like, my current sub count, the quality that my videos are released in, yeah, it's very fair. I'm even surprised I even got to 200 subs. When I was, like, a kid in 6th grade, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have 10,000 subscribers. I'm gonna be so cool. I'm gonna have a headset, and I'm gonna have a Minecraft channel where I just release Let's Plays and people want to watch me and they want to interact with me, and I'm gonna be so popular. Yeah, that was a bit of a foolish dream of mine when I was a kid. But I had a lot of optimistic dreams. While the optimist hasn't died in me, it's definitely become tamer. I've become more of a realist, I think. I at least think I've become realist. I can't exactly say I'm overly optimistic, but I also can't, like, claim that I'm pessimistic, because then I'd have to, like, see the world as black and white. I think pessimists see the world as black and white. Either everything is fine, or either nothing is fine. I just personally am, like, in the middle. I'm very indifferent. What happens is, like, more of my philosophy. Do you even have a philosophy? Good question. Let me just slightly... There we go. It bothers me that it's a bit off center. It's so annoying that I can't center things properly. It's really annoying me. Oh well, I'll try to ignore it. Does it need a bit more? I don't think so. This one needs a bit more round off. Needs maybe just a bit more color so that it looks nicer. Currently looks a bit muddy. Yeah, that was a bit neater. Just a bit. Yeah. That looks neat. Just a bit of, like, blending here. Just a bit of blending there. Mostly to, like, avoid super rough edges. This one is mostly fine. This one could use a bit more. Yeah. And just in a few minutes, it looks better than what it was. This is why I actually like streaming. Because I actually get something done. Okay, that sounds... It sounds a bit dumb. I usually do get stuff done in my free time too. Like, I've made 3 OTAs this year. Like, that's a lot for someone like me. I usually maybe, like, only do, like, 4 a year. And this is already, like, I'm on my 4th OTA, and I will soon finish a few more. So it's surprising that I've lately been able to manage my payments. because I usually take on a lot, and then, like, I pay it off in, like, a span of 3 years, but, this year's been pretty fine, surprisingly enough. This could use a bit more harsh, yeah. This could also use a bit more harshness. I am always a little concerned about copyright strikes, I do admit, because, like, the least I want to do is get, like, beefing with just some huge gaming company because I just like gaming OST. If anything, I'll just put on Minecraft OST next time. Just gonna cry with a bunch of people. I mean, that is of course if Minecraft OST makes people cry. I'm not sure. I just bawl a lot when I hear it, but that could be because of nostalgia. I do miss when Minecraft was a bit simpler. Because, like, when people talk about, oh yeah, 1.19 is out, cave update, new mobs, wow, cool, new weapon, this new feature that you didn't know about. And when I watch these videos, I just wonder, what the hell happened to Minecraft? Like, I'm a giant slowpoke. I play with mods, which is why I am so slow in the first place. The mods I play are made by, like, individual users, which means, they of course won't get they won't get updated as quick as maybe like a team of developers behind mods. And you know, also like the mod devs that like do the stuff do it in their free time. Obviously, I'm gonna add a bit of shading here. Don't look, children. Do not look. She's being naughty. Oh, very naughty, very scandalous, extremely scandalous. Needs a bit more shading also here. I still remember a time where I back then couldn't, like, understand how to draw cloth creases. Definitely the times have changed now. But, like, when I look back to that, I just laugh because, like, I just went, I'll make a few lines here for, like, tension. They'll know what these lines mean. And nowadays, I just look at my art and I just go, what the hell were you doing here, girl? What the hell were you doing here? This one is a bit too dark because the light is falling still in there. Yeah, there we go. When I make these like super rough shadows, I need to make sure that at least it still abides by light. There we go. This also needs a bit more lighting. Not lighting, shading. God, why am I'm mixing all of my words today. Goodness. Yeah, pretty neat. I'm definitely gonna have to add though, like in the stream description, that this character does not belong to me. That is 100% because I don't want for people to think that this is my character, because Peridot is really pretty, really pretty character, but I do not own this character. And I think that should be obvious. if I were to own pretty characters, then I'd have money. The really pretty Sonic designs are usually like $30 a pop. And I just got adopted so I can pay off with OTAs because I'm broke. Maybe I'll afford Sonic Adopts in like 20 years. Maybe in 20. I do like adopting characters. But the thing is I do not have the money to support people. When like I watch adopt accounts specifically. I love adopt accounts, but the one thing that I hate about myself is that I cannot support them. Like, I straight up can't, like, give them my money. I can't throw them my money and go, please give me that character, please, so pretty, I want it, please. Because I don't have the money for that. I am a broke bee. I have the broke lifestyle. I am not balling. I am not a girl boss. I am not gaslighting. I'm not gatekeeping. I am just person TM. Where else do I need to shade? Kind of staring, like all the material. I'll add a bit bit of a line here. There we go. Just a bit more to like define. Oh yeah, there's like a little crease going on. Wait, no, that one looks bad. Oh yeah, actually let me add this here. I have to remember that like seam lines usually also cause tension points in cloth. Needs to be a bit more edged. Yeah, there we go. That was neat. Alright, a bit more here. Definitely a bit more here. Like here, between the middle would be neat, while this here is a bit more open. Just a bit of a softer tinge. Bit. But then it was like a little too much. Let me add a bit more to the side. And do like a little of shading here on the edge to be a little sneaky. A little bit sneaky. Neat. Let me go through real quick. Yep, knew it. YouTube likes doing that a lot with me. YouTube really hates me listening to playlists. I do wonder why they implemented that in the first place. Like, are you still listening? Like, I literally have Chrome open with, like, your tab in the background. What do you mean? Like, I get if, like... Okay, maybe it's a bit of a stupid thing, but, like, I just don't understand the logic behind implementing something like that. Because, like, when you listen on a streaming service, like, maybe, for example, Spotify, start up, you don't get these annoying pop-ups. All you get is, like, want a break from the ads? But that's about it. Like, of course, if you're a peasant like me, I can't afford Spotify Premium. I don't even listen to Spotify, that is the thing. I just use YouTube for everything. Right, I forgot. I am terrible at this. I'm probably like the most chaotic artist out there. I doubt there's anyone more chaotic than me out there in the art world, in the art sphere. God, yeah, the Manosphere was also a thing back when Andrew Tate wasn't in prison. It's crazy how quick time flies, I just now realized. Goodness. Right, I also need to add like a bit of underarm shading. Oh my goodness, so much shading. So much shading. Zu vielen Shading. Sehr groß. Sehr groß. I wonder if someday, if aliens like arrive to a planet and the planet has just become desolate because people like Elon Musk or something like deported Earth onto Mars or something crap like that. I don't even know if that'll happen. I hope not, but yeah, not to like skip topics. I just wonder if they like ever discover the internet and you just go, what the hell were humans doing back then? And they just see people like me on the internet, tiny little flicks. People who just do some random stuff that they want to show to people. And they're like, what are they doing? They could just talk to one another and do the same thing. Like they don't need to broadcast it, don't they? And like they maybe like learn. Oh yeah, wait, countries exist. Ooh, is it like a way of connection? I wonder how aliens would learn, like how we used to live if that ever happens. Like, I don't want to deny that aliens couldn't exist. But at the same time, I'm a bit skeptical about aliens. But at the same time, I still somewhat believe that they could exist out there. Somewhat. It's just that, like, some scientific proof of, like, planets being inhabited by some sort of, like, molecules or crap like that. Like, I've read a few articles that said that stuff. I'm not gonna blatantly believe it, but it does interest me if, like, actual living life forms exist out there other than us. It would be pretty neat. Yeah, that looks definitely way better. Let's see here, anywhere else where I need to shade up a bit. Nah, It's actually as fine as it is, but oh, this looks a bit yucky schmucky. Needs a bit more, yeah. Shading is a bit dusky. Oh yeah, I might just make it a bit more blue. I remember when back then I would like put everything on a shade layer also, like 70% shade, and the drawings were like pitch black. Because I wanted to like mitigate making my art look too soft by just like making it, trying to make it look rough by using dark colors, but that did not work out. That did absolutely not work. That aged poorly. A lot of the techniques I used to use back then, very bad. They don't do the things I did in my older videos. I wouldn't even recommend doing the things I do in my current, like, I guess live streams, because, like, I switched a bit more to streaming, I admit. Because it's just way more easier for me. I did, oh, that's on the same, actually, let me start on the chameleon thing. I should probably have, like, a ref on my screen right now. Yeah, let me just quickly look. Okay, so, like, I've shaded broken horn. There's, like, hold on, let me scribble on the thing a bit. I need to, like, make my brain understand how thing do. It's like this is like the main bit. So like this is basically like a one piece. The one piece is real. Okay, yeah, got it. So technically there's like this thing and it lumps basically into that. Yeah, that's a bit more accurate. This is just part of the head. This is like maybe some bone or something. And this is like shaded. Yeah, got it. Okay. Sweet. This drawing is also, by the way, made by Chaicon. You can find them on DeviantArt. Like I said, I'll put in the description, the credit, and like I'll put up the website for my friends. Friends' DeviantArt. There we go. Goodness, English hard. Sehr schwer. Okay, but definitely better than how I used to talk. I it's embarrassing to look back to like the time back then when like I would talk in a really heavy accent. And I had told myself back then, oh, my English is really good. Because just teachers told me, oh, your English is really good. Yeah, my English is really good. I just started spurting everywhere. But, yeah. I mean, I'm still good in English, even in college. Like, I was really good. I had straight A's in college. Oh, that was sharp, sorry. College. So, a tendency to accidentally sharpen up my, SH thing. Bad tendency, sorry. Probably partially from just, like, me having, like, a mild Russian accent blended in with my German. But, yeah. Basically, I was praised all my life for my English, but in comparison to how most non-natives on the internet talk in English, I'm nothing. I'm basically a loser. Basically nobody. Some people have perfect American accents. I'm like, wow, that is pretty neat. And you come from where? Guatemala? You come from Brazil? Wait, what? Like, I'm always baffled by how well people can speak English that are, like, not English. I've seen some English people, like, go around, oh, yeah, some people speak better English than we do as, like, our native language, and I'm like, I do have to agree with them, because, like, Jesus Christ, some people sound straight up, like, 100% English, but they're not, they don't probably even know how high school is actually like, other than, like, from what rom-coms we know, and what stuff we watch, like, on TV. Speaking about that as well, I've recently seen a video by some random channel while I was eating that was, like, showing the shutdowns of Disney channels, like, from a few parts of the world, like Italy, for example. I had the German word in my brain. We say Italian in German, that's why. But, yeah, that baffled me, that, like, Disney Channel is shut down. Like, that explained why eventually just randomly the Disney Channel vanished on TV. Like, back when I used to actually watch TV. Like, I haven't watched TV in 5 or 4 years. Like, ever since late 2019, I've stopped watching TV, approximately. But yeah, it's insane to think that they shut it down over streaming services. It's, I, I just can't say any other words than it's crazy and it's weird. It's like, in what world do we have to live in for corporate greed to take over so hard that you're gonna just shut down the future of many generations that basically are gonna grow up watching by paying? Like, some people in the world can't afford streaming services. I'm one of those people who wouldn't be able to afford this type of stuff. And then there's just Disney who are like, nope, we'll just pull the plug. We don't care about lower class families that might not make as much income as like the middle class that can afford all of this crap. Like, it's sad. Some generations will have to grow up without cartoons just because of that, which is saddening. Because like so many cartoons lately out there have like started developing messages of like acceptance and, you know, like also some representation, which is neat. But I'm not talking about, of course, the companies who like do the representation just like appease a crowd and like try to basically queer bait some LGBT communities. Well, not LGBT, some queer communities. There we go. Correct word. Sorry, I meant queer communities. But yeah, it's just sad. I'll just straight up say it's just sad. Because, like I said, some children who grew up watching cartoons, they might want to start drawing. They might want to draw the cartoon characters. Like, you're taking away a potential, like, career option, a potential hobby that someone wants to do. Like, I'm not sure if this term exists, and I'm most likely making up random fairy tale word right now, but, like, the monotonization of what jobs you can pick in the future is basically gonna happen, is what I believe, if we just, like, take that away from children. Like, children develop a creative mind when they see works that inspire them. That's how basically artists also work. They get inspired by something and they want to do it themselves. And hell, maybe they just are inspired by the person behind the art instead of just the art. So, like, I can just take, for example, people who, like, look up to Picasso. They might want to start, like, doing something surrealist. They might want to start replicating some of his paintings. And they learn through that way to, like, develop their own taste, which is amazing. That art can move people is, like, a great thing. So to take away basically a piece of culture, like, they're exaggerate piece of culture from children, is saddening. Because then they might not realize the joy that is actually drawing and animating. And, you know, obviously the possible career potential in the future. Because, like, I'm pretty sure that some people out there exist who are like, I didn't know that this career existed. If I would have known, I would have studied for it, like, when I was already younger. Or something like that. Like, they would have probably pursued a hobby for the thing they have a passion for now. I can at least attest for that with music. You know, for years, when I can't read notes, I'm not capable of doing music. I suck. That's basically, sorry, I haspeled. Is that even an English word? I digress. But yeah, when I was younger, I went, I can't read the notes, so I will not become a musician. I'll just do art, because I can draw. The thing is, I am doing art now. I'm trying to pursue an art career. Which, you know, like I said, I'm trying to find something that fits me. If art doesn't go well, IT and music are, like, now my alternate door. Speaking about that, of course, back to the topic, being music. I picked up a guitar in 2019 because my relatives, like my uncle and my aunt, basically, gifted it to me. And I'm heavily grateful that they did give me this guitar. Because once I started playing it, I just... something changed in me that made me, like, actually, like, appreciative of my hobbies that I have. And it started to, like, help me realize, maybe I can learn a new talent. Maybe I am capable of doing something that like I can actually find a passion for. Because like I've started to have like a mild passion for music. While I'm not good at music, I've started like trying to learn music theory, even if I don't understand it well, and even if music theory confuses me often. Like, there's a giant difference of just like picking something up and then like starting to realize, oh, I actually like this. I actually like doing this. I also realized it when I was like jamming with my choir. I'm not sure. Like some people told me, the way you pronounced it is really funny. Like it's pronounced choir instead of choir. But like, I don't care. I want to continue calling it choir. So yeah, I'll just for clarification, I'm gonna continue calling it choir. Yeah. So with my choir, I was jamming before a concert because like I'm a person who like sings in a concert for like school, basically as a hobby. Like even if I left college, I'm still participating whenever I can in the lessons. Well, not lessons, more like the preparations for like the next concert. That's more appropriate. Yeah. So yeah, basically when I was there with my choir and we jammed, I basically was like, oh yeah, let me just get on the drums for fun because I actually want to try drumming for a bit. And once I started, I was like, oh my god, maybe I'll become a drummer. Like, it's such a huge difference when you just pick something up, and then you just magically go, oh my god, I actually want to do this, right? Like, it's magical when you pick up something, and then all of a sudden you like really click with it naturally. If you can't click with it, then you might have difficulties getting used to it, which is probably why jobs are so hard nowadays, I guess, for like a few people. I wouldn't say that jobs are hard for me, because I can just turn off my brain and do the thing I have to do, and that's about it. Like, I don't have this issue personally, but I know some people struggle with it that I've like talked to about this with like work, because I have worked a summer job and like I just asked around a bit about that. Like very casually, not like obviously like interrogating them about how did you get a job, why did you get a job. Like I wasn't like that. I just wanted to casually ask them, and like when they did answer, I was already curious to like hear how like they start their journeys. Basically, people start something because like they have a dedication for it, or they really like doing it. Once they realize, oh, this could be something for me, this is actually pretty neat, and like that is exactly the same that like happened with me in music. If art doesn't work out for me, I do want to actually like apply for like a music school, like professionally, learn how to sing properly, maybe do voice acting if music even won't work out. Like I do have a passion for this type of stuff. It's just really fun. And once you actually figure out you want to do something, then like you get like this spark of motivation inside of you, like it makes you want to pursue this, right? That's like what happened with me in a guitar, for example. So if kids like just cannot get the same type of like happiness or joy that just basically brings them just watching something they actually adore, and they want to like talk about, figure out about, research about. Like some people who really enjoy a show, they like want to know what happens behind the scenes. They want to know who is behind it. For example, aspiring actors who look up to other actors. Like that's a good example, I think, dare I claim. It's just things like that where like you eventually go, oh yeah, this inspires me, I want to pursue this. And like we get less and less resources the more degree takes over lately. I just noticed that like there's a lack of passion projects for like the industry, and I understand why. The streaming industry demands that you finish something in a certain amount of time. You can't really put love and effort into it if like you get rushed to do some basic job that like you don't feel any passion for. You don't feel any passion for the characters, for example. Like the animation industry is really, really fricked in that regard. If that continues to be like an upgoing trend, that just, we don't care about the show, or we don't care about the viewer's experience. We just want to make money. It's actually a really unfortunate reality, in my opinion, that it has come to, like, such an extreme that companies have really become this greedy about this type of thing. Like, we can't even enjoy favorite shows anymore without, like, possibly them getting cancelled or just, like, moved to a different streaming site and needing to pay money again to just see your favorite content. It's a bit sad that I'm sorry that I'm gonna throw big words again, but it's such a huge consumerist society where, like, we accept what happens and then we, like, just don't think twice about, okay, how about we take a step back and we don't support this type of behavior. Some people just go, that's fine, I'll live with this. Totally okay. Actually, this actually looks pretty neat. I actually like that, but I would prefer. Sorry, I need to think about where I place the layer now, because I kind of wanted to place it underneath, but above it looks a bit difficult. I think I'll keep it up. Yeah. Now I lost my train of thought. Yeah. Let me just rephrase and repeat again. It's just basically unfortunate that the consumer society has just, like, taken over so hard over, like, passionate industries like animation. Like, I'm glad that things like Puss in Boots 2, I think. I'm not sure. I only heard stuff about it, too broke to go to a movie theater and buy a ticket. But yeah, oh, that's my favorite OST. But yeah. Big words thrown around, long story short, I summarize, just unfortunate that the industries are changing into, like, a negative thing. Back then, there was, like, the resurgence, I would say, of animation, once we figured out, oh wait, we can, like, puppet rig this character, we can just do this by just processing, we don't actually have to do this by hand, we can speed up the process so we can tell more stories. Like, that's back then what it felt like to me. Like, the industry showed way more love toward actually using the technology we developed to, like, speed up the process of creating beautiful stories. And plundered by greed, yet again. I think that it's just unfortunate. Because so much could be done with, you know, the technology we develop now. I mean, same goes back to, like, the whole AI debate I had, like, what, maybe 20 minutes ago? But, yeah. It's just unfortunate that we don't use the technology we develop and just, like, make something beautiful again. Something that, like, changed and revolutionized the industry. You know, like Disney back then. When they have hand-drawn beautiful animation. They nearly went bankrupt, but once they succeed, they had, like, this giant resurgence. And it was beautiful. They released so many beautiful movies. We still cherish them today. And it's unfortunate we cannot get the same result anymore, basically. Because change isn't needed if all you can get is money. And it's unfortunate that a lot of the industry just shares this sentiment. The rare times where I actually like a movie, it's the ones where it feels like there was, like, an important message, actually. Or actually something, that actually can, like, motivate people, or, like, can actually give them, like, a spark of hope. I find positive movies great. They share a message in, like, a time of need, yet again, there I claim. Because past the pandemic, things have just gotten worse for everyone. Like, we still have people who are stuck in quarantine in some parts of the world. We still have people who are still suffering from long COVID. COVID hasn't gone away, actually. It's still prevalent in a few areas of the world. The first world countries, I would say, recovered the best because they have the resources for it. But not every country can recover from such things so easily. I have so much to talk about today, wow. But, yeah. It's just really bitter. Because, like, I'm just gonna I'm gonna shut up for a second. I'm gonna just restore my voice because it's getting a bit crackly. I just noticed. But yeah, I want to talk about so much. Wow. Gonna quickly just mute my mic because I don't want to hear any sort of sloppy noises. There we go. I figured out that I could just basically, for a second, pull up OBS and just quickly mute myself whenever I do stuff like that. I hate making any unnecessary noise. I'm not sure if that is even a normal thing to call that, like, disturbing noise. I'm basically just drinking, but at the same time, I myself hate noises like that, so I think it's probably better if I don't do that. I'm gonna just stay silent though for like a few minutes so I can recover my voice. You can just meanwhile watch what I'm doing. In case, of course, someone is watching. I'm not sure. I don't have YouTube pulled up and like I don't frantically check every 10 minutes. Oh, someone here, someone here. If I entertain someone, I entertain someone. Period. That looks a bit wrong. Yeah, that looks neat. Oh right, I need to work on reflections. I always have these spurts where I forget what I'm doing. And then like I need to remember, okay, you were last time you left off at this thing. And yeah, I need to like add some green reflections from like the suit because like white reflects color. I wonder if I should maybe just redo like that ancient video made back in like what 2018, where I was talking about how to use references properly. I have been debating about renewing that video because obviously I still use references more than ever now. More than what I did back then because like back then I was a giant idiot about it. But yeah. I think I'll redo it in the future when I'll have the time. I would like to make videos again, but I know that like creating videos takes an ancient amount of time. I am so slow when I edit. I feel the pain of every like big YouTuber who talks about, oh, I don't want to edit this, because like I feel you. There's so much you always have to edit out, and so much you have to edit in, and like all the processes where you have to like make sure you neatly organize every single thing, so that you, for example, like properly display resources. You properly also like show the credits of who did what and things like that. Like crediting isn't hard, but like inserting text into a slow editing program is the hard part. I just realized the green is too blue. Ugh, god damn it. God damn it. God damn it. To make it a bit... Yeah. But now I need to fix the red. No. Yeah, there we go. Right, also above here. Ah! Wait, no, there was some green here. There we go. The music is so dramatic right now, and like the most calmest moment I'm having probably right now in the stream. I love comedy timing in music. It's great. Makes things so much more exciting anyway. I just hope that Unleashed is getting a remake someday. Unleashed deserved better. Sonic fans who say it's a bad game is also like kind of wrong. And yeah, the gameplay probably was a bit stiff, let's just be honest. But like, the OST slaps, the cutscenes are good. Like, overall, the stages seem pretty fine from just like watching them. Like, I get they probably won't spark like super big excitement in people, but like, the stages are done nicely. It's better than what 06 could be, obviously. Like, I don't think any Sonic fan needs to be reminded that 06 existed. I mean, unless it's one of the more annoying breed of Snapcube people who like think, oh, Sonic being pretty funny. I don't know, I just don't like the Snapcube dubs, so I admit. Like, they kind of turn our community into, like, weirdos. I don't know. I'm not a fan of Snapcube dubs. Like, I find their work respectable, but, like, how they turn the community is, you're not doing a good favor to those who, like, just are casuals in the community and don't find peeing on the moon funny. I think just mostly it has to do with just, like, they've amassed an audience of, like, annoying adults who are the type to go, have you seen this meme yet? Have you seen this meme yet? It's so funny. Like, it's that type of audience that I don't like personally. But at the same time, who am I to judge? I probably am annoying to some people, might be too boring to others. I just prefer not pulling jokes. I prefer staying serious over topics and stuff. But some people obviously probably disagree with that type of living and stuff. Dude's looking pretty fine now. I think I should now, like, go over to working on a spaceship again. I for a while wondered, how am I gonna shade a spaceship? Like a total idiot, as if I'm not an artist. Like, hello? I'm sorry? You shade metal all the time? You should know. I have these brainlet moments all the time. It's pretty hilarious to me. But so long my work is satisfactory to the people who are like, hey, can you drop this thing for me? Then like, I'm satisfied too. Music going so hard right now, I just want to listen to the music. It's so hard to make a nice spiky build-up. I love airbrush pens, but they're a pain to work with sometimes. Sometimes. I am ever so mildly concerned now that like the audio might accidentally peak, actually, come to think of it, because the microphone is a bit close to my face today. I hope it won't be the case. I really do. I just hope in general I don't have a jarring voice as well, because like I could settle my voice down a bit so that it sounds a bit less peeping. I need to think of a translation for the word peepsish. Nasally, yeah. I am a bit concerned that like the audio has been unsatisfactory to people. The least I want to do is give people ear pain, because like I also watch YouTubers who either have like a really jarring voice or they have a really nice voice. There's no between. And those with jarring voices, I just turn down the volume a bit and I continue listening. It helps turning down the volume. So I'm glad that I can like continue listening to them, even if they have a jarring voice to me. Probably is rude to admit, come to think of it. I hope it isn't like seen as malicious. It's just that I'm a case of misophonia. and I'm trying to also get that checked. I'm getting a lot of things checked. I would just slightly move the mic to the side. I want to get a bit of a more professional mic in the future, but that requires having a job, and I'm still waiting for like application answers. Like I've sent out applications, but so far it's either rejections or I'm waiting for. I know what the rejections are about now because I went to like one of those counselors who like you can ask questions about like applications and jobs and what to do about that sort of stuff. And she basically went, you're right, like you're already in a leading position, like you're some sort of manager, and like you're ready to like take on a company. And I was like, oh, so do I basically have to write like an inexperienced person? And she went, yeah, you have to like write to them, but like you have a lot to learn, and you want to learn from them everything possible. So basically, in modern day and age, you have to sell yourself like an absolute freaking idiot. Which is sad. Because I'd like to show off that, hey, I know this stuff. I can help you. I have experience. I'm great at this. Please, hire me. But, they apparently want to see you like as some innocent being. It's like, oh, you poor little thing. Yes, yes, yes. Let me take you into my job so you'll learn how to perfectly fold a paper. Because you couldn't do that prior. That's at least the vibe I get. It annoys me ever so mildly that I have to sell myself. But can you at least make it a bit less obvious? Can you at least give me a chance to sell myself as a smart person? Oh, wrong layer. Do you see what I mean? I am too chaotic. I literally can't draw. I'm going to ruin my own drawings because I'm just not paying attention. I just wonder if in the future I do like get freaking the internet to do that, and when like once I've moved out properly out of my old home, if I even could stream. It would be a shame if I couldn't anymore, but like I understand like real life gets in the way of things like that. Maybe not too much exaggerated from like, I'm not sure. I might tone it down a bit, just a bit. Am I hallucinating or have my parents returned? No, I think I'm hallucinating. It constantly sounds like someone is out, like, in the kitchen and stuff. Actually, let me just quickly open the door and check. What am I even doing not checking? Nope, dead silent. Let me put some stuff down. Let me just write a BRB. Mute my mic so I don't disturb people. Alright. You know, I'm a massive dummy for only now realizing that, like, OBS even has, like, a tiny little thing where it shows what the connection is like. Ooh. That was a giant dip. Yeah. My internet probably isn't made to, like, stream. I'm gonna continue. If the stream accidentally ends, it accidentally ends. It's okay. I just like archiving whenever I draw anyway. I wonder if someday I'll just turn to one of those obscure horror story channels, basically. Like, not like I'll turn into a channel, but like channels will start talking about the strange disappearance of this one child. And it's like some horrific case. Maybe a little exaggerated. Considering, I'm no one special. So that probably wouldn't happen. But it's a funny hypothetical to think about. I think about hypotheticals all the time. There was a case back in college, when I was, like, trying to just talk to everyone. And, like, one of my friends, IRL, basically was, like, the whole time debunking everything I was, like, talking about. Basically, I was just, like, goofing around, and I was like, oh, yeah, what if, for example, just, like, snakes, humans could skin themselves as well? Like, do you think it would smoothen up our skin? Do you think our skin would be much better like that? Yeah, I was just, like, basically setting up a hypothetical for people to, like, think about while we were just, like, bored out of our minds drawing our assignments. And, you know, the reactions were between a weird stare and my friend going, that probably isn't possible. I was like, oh, come on, make it a bit fun. I mean, we can at least think about the hypothetical, like, what if? But she was like, we already do that. It's just our skin flakes. And I was like, yeah, but imagine if it was like a full-on skin. Like, you just lay there and pop! Eventually you're just out of it. And then you just, like, have your skin shell in front of you. And she's like, that is not possible. We don't even have a gland for that. And I was like, oh, come on. Like, I was just trying to maybe, like, give an interesting example. Something excitable to talk about, but, I was dismissed pretty quickly. Let me just, hold on. Wrong thing. Yes, I'm still listening. I'll never understand why you do this to me, Sonic Unleashed soundtrack. Okay, nothing to do with the Unleashed soundtrack. But yeah. I know that YouTube keeps doing that thing to me. I'm not even sure why it does that thing. Like, I literally have YouTube open twice in the background. When did I disappear? I'll never understand that feature, really. But, yeah. Basically, it's sad that some people don't want to talk about hypotheticals. I have hypotheticals all the time in my brain. Because, like, I think it has to do with me, like, writing a million stories, like, straight off the bat. I think it has to do with me just, like, constantly seeking for some sort of, like, story idea for, like, my characters. So I just constantly make up what-if scenarios. But, like, if somebody doesn't want to entertain it, then I'm sad. Because, like, ooh, this is an interesting discussion. Don't you want to talk to me about this? And they're like, no. And I'm like, no, sad. I mean, to be fair, it's a bit of an odd topic, of course, I chose, but it was an interesting hypothetical. I at least think it was. Or maybe I just have, like, a weird fantasy. I'm not sure. Could be both. Maybe it was uncomfortable and it was, like, a stupid thought. I'm unsure. I suck at social cues. I really do. Spagonia Slapstyle. Love me some accordion. And just, like, having the feeling of being Ratatouille. I remember when the whole fish thing was, like, still popular. I actually really liked that meme. It was pretty neat. It was just like a fish in a bathtub. There we go, now the liner looks less wonky. I don't know why the liner looks so uneven here. Okay, here I understand. It's like between tail and like the knee having like a little bit of like fat line art moment like here. But still, I could have done the tail better. I admit. I think I could round it up a bit. It looks a bit too flat for like me knowing that like his I think it was a him. His tail is long. I miss the days where I just like myself sit in a stream of some like lesser known person, and I just chatter the whole way through, and I just wouldn't shut up, and I would just like ask constantly questions because I was just so curious to like see, oh, person on the internet is streaming. What is their life like? I honestly do actually really miss that. I miss just like meeting random people through just watching streams and like joining discords and stuff like that. I'm nowadays way too socially anxious to join discords. I learned the hard way that if you don't like swearing, then you're not welcome anywhere, basically. Because people don't respect you if you have like a basic need. They'll just make fun of you for having a basic need because that's the internet. It does suck that you basically can't find any safe community. And if you find a quote-unquote safe community, then it's just a radical left server. Like, I hate to make this again a bit political. I am unfortunately very invested in politics. Like, just discussing it with people who, like, want to listen about my stupid takes and want to correct me. But, yeah, just every time I like wanted to be in a server where like, oh yeah, we accept people, we're very accepting, oh yeah, LGBT friendly, you're welcome. And I'm like, oh cool. So they're actually like chill? And then like I have to find out the hard way, no, it's a drama server, and they gossip about anything that's problematic at all. And they don't like comedy, and they find it offensive if you call them a dog. I'm not gonna get into that one. That one is a wild story that I could tell if I wanted to slander well, not slander it. They did do this to me, and I think it's unfair, but still, like, I think I'll keep that to myself. If they have beef with me, they want to squash, then they come to my DMs. Instead of, like, confront me with a group of 7 people who share the same opinion, because you're just that thick-skulled and think that if you find a group of people who agree with your opinion, then you're the messiah. I hate those types of people, sorry. That was a bit personal, probably. That did come off a bit personal, but it wasn't meant personal. I just don't like those people in general. Just a fair warning ahead. If you're that type of person, do not interact with me. Straight up, I'm just gonna block you or probably be annoyed with you. I in general don't like people who are enablers. That like are enablers in a bad way. Because, like, there's the good enablers, and then there's the bad enablers. I think good enablers are people who are like, oh, I feel a bit bad today. Could you cheer me up? And they're like, you can do this! You so got this in the bag, I believe in you. Like, those are the best. Those people who, like, got your bag and who want to support you and are like, yeah, I love you! No homo! You're great! And you just go, thanks! Somebody believes in me! And it's like, you're just filled with joy motivation to do something. Like, those are the greatest people ever, in my opinion. But just the types of enablers who are like, you should dox this person. This is like totally cool. We're so edgy. I hate those types of people. Because just, why must you get involved in such a personal matter? The thing is, like, I can already mention another situation that like interests me, and that I've been debating talking about, like the Theft King situation, where he's basically going around slandering some small unknown channel, and just like going, oh yeah, they tried to dox me, and they in fact were not trying to dox them, and they even discouraged the behavior of the person in question who was trying to dox Theft King, and he just like straight up went, no, he was part of it, even though he's seen, like he's even asked in a Discord, like, of the leaker who leaked the messages, like, do they have any correlation to, like, this action at all? And they went, and like the person who like leaked it went, nope, they actually weren't trying to get involved. And Feskin was like, okay. And then he just releases a video slandering some small unknown creator. It's really sad that the YouTube sphere is like this. It really is. Right, I just remember, I don't do highlights on this, my mistake, let me Thanos that. How did I forget already how I do my highlights? Only I'm capable of that, goodness. Oh, my eyes, ow. No, thank you. Sorry in case I flashed someone too, that really hurt my eyes just now. I don't like using this triangle of death right here. Like, this approximately is like the worst ever. Do not, under any circumstance, make your characters somewhere in this triangle of death. It will look really, really ugly. Choose somewhere like pastel or muted colors, or like go in between the middle here, because these are the nicest colors you can find. But do not enter the triangle of death. Your designs will not look nice, and I will complain about headaches that I got from your design. Oh boy, something happened again. I hope you didn't hear that. They were pretty fast driving by this time. I think that this was like a real emergency. To be fair, I might as well explain. Lately there were a lot of ambulances going around because lots of fires lately in my area. Not like natural forest fires, not like that, but like random fires as of electrical outlets burning, and just overall just yeah, terrifying stuff that I'm not in the mood to talk about, really. I want this mostly to like stay at chill stream. I would prefer if this would have a bit more color. Yeah, that was nice. Yeah, neat. Also, a little pro tip from a non-pro. Adding a little bit of highlight over your line art makes the highlights stand out much better. Without it, it makes the medals look very meh. I kind of realized that the more you actually play with the line art, the better your art gets, but that's like more of a personal opinion. I actually get really bored of artwork that doesn't have much going on in its line art. Don't get me wrong, clean and neat line art looks amazing, but it bores me. It really does. Because just there's not enough variation and like enough playing around with like what you could do. There's a lot of possibility if you work with a lot of layers like I do, for example. Like, look at this layer 61. Very juicy, and I haven't even done the spaceship. My art has turned of an average of 300 to 200 layers. No, wait, 200 to 300 layers. Sorry, I flipped that. But yeah, just basically, if you use a lot of layers, utilize every single layer by making a new layer. Do the thing I'm telling you not to do. But yeah. I am always impressed with people who like use as little layers as possible, because like how just like how I just period how period, because someone like me can't do that. We're like, where's the details? Where's the scrumptious? Where's my precious reflection? Where are all the highlights? Like, I'm basically the type of person who like is like, could be better by adding a bit more detail. Unless there's like a lot of detail going on and you made it like a flat piece, which looks really pretty in my opinion. But yeah, point is just, I'm impressed by people who use as little layers as possible, but at the same time their art looks most of the time really flat. Like, no offense to people who use little layers. I really like using a lot of layers, because it allows for details. Or maybe I'm just obsessed with details. Maybe I'm just maybe I'm just a painter from the 1600s disguised as a modern millennial, trying to blend in with the crowd to change the movements. Ooh, so dramatic. But nah, jokes aside, I just I respect people who use little layers, but at the same time, amp up your detail game just a little bit if you want someone's attention like mine. Coming from a nobody on the internet. If I just like put Sun Tzu, maybe then someone will pay attention to his opinion. I'm so avant-garde. A little side tangent because like listening to the OST yet again a bit more. I absolutely adore bass so much. Like, is it exaggerated to claim that it's being underutilized in modern music? Like, I feel like let me just get out a little bit of bias. Feel Good Inc., for example. Massive bass line, bass line. I'm not sure how I want to pronounce it today. I'll just talk bass instead of bass. But yeah, massive bass line. Absolutely scrumptious, delicious. Everyone has just a treat in their ears that they can listen to. And nowadays this music just primarily just uses synth bass, which isn't as powerful unless you like give it a really high modulating tone. And I'm sorry if I'm like throwing around yet again big words. Terrible at using simple words personally. And I don't know how to change that issue, but yeah, basically like the maximum when a synth can sound good is like when it's gritty and it's like bassy. But it's not like a trashy bass, right? Because like I know some people really like hearing trashy bass. God, I'm losing my accent. Trashy bass. But at the same time, like, how do you endure it? My ears hurt when I hear like a really gritty and trashy bass. Like some interesting fact I actually read about. Some musicians back in the 90s would destroy their amps on purpose to actually get a grittier sound. So like the poor tube amps sometimes had to endure stabbings. We've already abused our musical equipment before we actually wanted to make it modern and cool to do so. It's just really surprising, honestly. Like, that fact still surprises me that music artists literally destroyed their equipment on purpose. Like, on purpose? Like, I thought you'll love your babies. What happened? Why? Why did you hurt it? Why? It's just a funny thought to think about, in my opinion. Also, like... But yeah, I ruined my tangent about basses. I'm gonna drop the topic before just my accent completely breaks. I can only do so much to keep my American accent intact. I wonder if I could do a different accent. I don't want to come off as stereotypical if I am gonna try a British accent. But I'm not sure if it does sound a bit British. It probably sounds try-hard British, which is what makes it non-British. I'm not a Brit, so I wouldn't be able to tell. That sounds more Welsh. Yeah, I can't. I'm gonna stop before this gets stereotypical and offensive. Probably already was. I apologize in case it was. There we go. It looks a bit neater. I should definitely add some shadows though for like the little thingies. What are they even called in English? I don't even know what they're called in German nor Russian. Goodness. That's the one thing I can't tell. Add some highlight there. Make it a big old highlight here. Make a bit fall off. Make it softer here. Yes, very nice. Very, very neat. Very, very, very neat. Gonna add also some like bottom highlights, because like just to explain what I'm doing here, I'm keeping in mind that I'm gonna add a background later, because like I promised I'd also like add a bit of a simple background to this whole thing, and I plan to like add like a little blurred workshop background, or like you can see like the light that is hitting Peridot and a spaceship, I I haven't drawn the light source, but I know where it is. The light source is right here, right? Well, not necessarily. It's like somewhere here. Point is, I will have to draw the background in order to like cement, quote unquote, the light source. So like it's clear that oh yeah, this thing does have lighting. This isn't just pillow shading. Wow, cool. I love shading metal so much, but it takes so much time at the same time. It's kind of hellish, but the reward is big when you finish. I'm pretty sure that this isn't even important anyway to mention. I think it's pretty obvious that metal is hard to shade. Well, it actually isn't hard to shade, but I digress. Some people can find it more difficult than others. Maybe I just don't find a lot of things difficult. But at the same time, I use a very indifferent approach of like when I draw, where, you know, as I've already explained, my philosophy is if it's good enough, it's good enough, and I don't have to like overdo it, unless it's like for a special thing. And most of my art, like, when I get the most praises in my art is like the art where I don't care that much, which is pretty funny and erroneous, because if I care too much, then my art basically gets no attention. It's like a curse. The thing is, I don't really care that much for attention, but it is strange whenever like my sketches get more attention than my finished work. Like, y'all, my sketches look pretty trashy. Why do you prefer that over like my actual art? Sobs. Do you not care anymore? Do you not like me? Probably must sound so weird to like an outsider who doesn't even know that much about art. The thing is, even I wish YouTube would like have a distinct like art tag that isn't like traditional art tag. Like I'm always nervous to like pick a different category. I think I'm in the category of entertainment, but I'm not sure if I'm in the category of entertainment. But I try my best to entertain people with just like what I'm talking about and what I'm rambling about. Because, like, I'm the type of person who doesn't want to unlist her streams. I could unlist streams, if I wanted to, but I actually kind of like when people can just, like, rewatch what, like, they missed out on. Because, like, I know I cater to an American audience, primarily. Well, not American, but, like, I cater to an English audience. Because catering to a German audience didn't go well for me, and I got bullied for doing so I stopped doing that. Because the English community seems to be much more comfortable with me existing in general than the German ones who basically shunned me and told me to go kill myself. So, yeah. I'm just doing what's best. Not only for the community, but also, like, the nation that watches me. Well, okay, nation is a bit exaggerated. I know that, like, a country maybe watches me or two. But that's about it. I don't really stare at analytics. I'm not a professional channel. I just draw. I draw TM. I should just change my description to that. I draw. And that's it. Well, my description is basically that. Well, at the same time, I haven't changed my description in years because I don't need to change it. Because, like, I comment on videos and I draw. This is the perfect description for what my channel is. I just prefer to comment over doing my own content. The thing is, reaction content is pretty lazy, and I don't agree with reaction content. So therefore, I do not want to turn to a reaction channel. I fear becoming a reaction channel. I especially fear if it's eventually gonna have to become a necessity, because I can't attract an audience a different way. Because, like, like I said, it's a hobby channel, and I would be pretty terrified if I had to make YouTube my career because I have no other choice. That would be pretty horrible. I don't want to turn into a lol cow or like a dark side full clone, because I suck at games and I rage sometimes. Well, I wouldn't say rage. If I could rage in games, then I'd probably get attention, but like, I approach gaming very casually. I'm not some like diehard gamer. I play games maybe twice a month, and that's it. I don't have the time for video games, as sad as it sounds. I just prefer to draw over gaming. I would love to play Terraria again, but like, I got some stuff to do. I can save that for maybe later. What even is on this layer? There's nothing on this layer. I'm gonna throw that down. I'm gonna throw that down somewhere. I refuse to waste a layer. Yeah. I'm gonna throw it down here. I'm lacking shading on this layer anyway. Well, there's basically barely any shading needed, honestly. I think I actually might end the stream soon though, because like my back is tiring me out. My back lately doesn't want to play along with me at all. It is lately went, please just throw me back to bed. I can't handle sitting on a chair anymore. Because I've lately been just so exhausted from walking so much. I've been genuinely like feeling sick and stuff. Not like corona sick, like I was back in March 2020. I still plan to maybe someday make a story time about the time I got corona, because it was pretty bad for me. At least dare I claim. Because I've went through many sicknesses in my life back then when my mandibles weren't removed and I was genuinely suffering with inflamed lungs, or whatever it was called. No wait, not lungs. Inflamed mandibles. And like when you have inflamed mandibles, you get like twice as sicker as a normal person. It basically is like a debuff where you get twice as sick. Pretty horrible stuff. I kindly wish mandibles a big go die in your evolution and leave the human race alone. Because mandibles have become increasingly more useless according to at least scientific articles I've read. Yet again, I read too many articles. I really do. I read too much. Okay, maybe that's not a bad trait, but maybe I should go get a life. The point is just like, yeah. I need to go get a life. Actually, there's no joke about that. I need to go get a life. Well, I do plan to get a life, but too much rambling. But yeah, as I mentioned, I might end the stream sooner, actually, today. Because I usually try to, like, stream for around 2 to 3 hours. Because, like I said, I'm catering to, like, an English audience, which means time zones are very, very different. And I'm basically streaming at, like, what, 4 a.m. probably for, like, genuine American audiences. Because, like, in America, their time is 7 to 8 hours ahead of Germany's time, where I live. So, a bit problematic, because if I stream around in the evening, I'm pretty sure I would actually be able to catch some audience that actually is interested, or maybe wants to ask some questions about art and stuff. But I'm streaming basically in the most ungodliest time imaginable to English audiences. Unless you're British. If you're British, then you have a chance of catching my streams. But I digress. Did I just see something flicker? No, I did not. Oh god, I'm hallucinating. This is on... Oh, that is practical. Okay, sweet. I thought ahead. Thanks, me. Very cool. Currently... Oh, wait, yeah. There we go. Wait, no, wait. Wait, I changed selection tools. God. I am so clumsy today. I swear, this isn't usually how my drawing process goes. I swear, it usually goes a bit more smoother. It's one of those off days, isn't it? That's probably why. Oh well. Even on an off day, I'm at least getting my progress correct. I can't wait to pay off all of my OTAs. I really can't. I would love to do yachas, slash YCHSs. I'd love to do paid bases, like pay to use bases, are like $5 a pop, maybe. I would also love to do commissions more. I'd love to earn some money for my driver's license. That is like my biggest priority besides moving out. I need to desperately move out. I really do. Can't get too much into it on the public for why, but like I do need to move out. It is a need. That is something generally I cannot avoid in my life. I do need to move out. I can't live with my parents. I really can't. But yeah. In due time, everything will succeed. So long I stay patient, it'll work out. The difficulty is being patient. That is the difficult part of life. I don't like being patient. I like being impatient, which is the caveat of this whole situation. But I digress. Eventually, the universe will maybe say, hey, maybe I treated you harshly. I'm sorry. I'll just go back to actually treating you nicely. And maybe things will change. Maybe. Actually looks really nice now that I zoomed out. Ooh, I actually really like that. Ooh. Okay, maybe I like my shading a bit too much right now, but it looks so nice. It looks really nice. I love the blue. I did a neat job on this. Oh man, that looks so nice. I chose a good color for the spaceship. That's great. I'm gonna put that on my scratch pad too. Oh, it is technically. Oh wait, it is. Oh. Okay, maybe I'm a bit stupid. Oh right, this also needs some shading. Okay, be gone, scratch pad. How often has like a person seen me use a scratch pad? I use that thing barely. I back then would use it all the time, didn't I? I would also use these swatches all the time, but like I've stopped using them because like I just open references, I pick colors in 2 seconds, like bam. Back then, I had Chloe's color palette, which enabled me to draw her more, which was a problem because I draw Chloe too much, and like I draw Sita too little, or like my Sona. I've neglected my Sona for years. I've only recently started like actually appreciating my Sona because I started like gaining a self-confidence. Which is also hard to talk about, by the way. Gaining a self-confidence. Like, as if it wasn't... Like, having a self-confidence should be a normal thing, but I just didn't have that all my life now. And I just developed one ever since I've been, like, going to a psychologist. I mean, obviously, I'm now getting mental help. That's probably why, but yeah. Point is, it's kind of strange to now have a self-confidence. I've also become a little bit more self-conscious, just a little bit more. I give my best to be as self-conscious as I can be. But yeah, it's just neat that like I'm finally freaking basically recovering from like years of being a loser. I can't sugarcoat just like saying, oh yeah, I had no friends. Oh yeah, I did nothing but draw. Oh yeah, I did nothing but like do school stuff and then go to sleep. Maybe I ate something and that's about it. Like straight up doesn't sound like a neat life. But it's enough for me. I won't complain much. I will not complain at all. I'm gonna probably like do the lines here and then I'm gonna end the stream for real though. My back is really starting to ache. In between it, I can actually, like, go play guitar while my back is aching, maybe. Well, it's counterintuitive, because, like, I need to sit to play my guitar. So, also a lie. I will have to just lay down and rest. Oh my god, I love saxophone so much. Music going hard right now, sorry. Sonic Unleashed soundtrack is just so good. I really miss the days of like a really good soundtrack from the Sonic universe. Okay, a bit exaggerated because like Sonic Frontiers' soundtrack is amazing. Like, I love the game. It's like my favorite Sonic game ever now, besides Sonic Rush Adventure. I'm sorry, I'm a simp for like old games that like I used to play in my childhood. I noticed. I am so biased. But yeah, just Sonic Unleashed soundtrack goes hard. I want to own the game, like a physical copy of it, not just like online. But I doubt I'll find like a copy without eBay. Unless they're still selling it on Amazon, I'm actually curious. I could check after the stream. I could. Oh well. Point is, I'm drawing. That's important. Point is, I've worked on my OTA, which is good. Point is, I'll soon eventually pay off my debt. My giant art debt, that is. I'll have to pay debt anyway once I'm older. There we go. It looks a bit choppy. I'll have to fix that. Ah. Yeah. I mean, it obviously is choppy. I just went in with an eraser. That's why. But still, it could look a bit better. It looks a bit sucky. But oh my god, I am so bad at these strokes. God, can the Sonic team for once like release a bad soundtrack? Genuine question. God, if there's one thing that the community can always look forward to even after a bad Sonic game, it's the soundtrack. 100%. Might be popular opinion time anyway, but I actually like Sonic Forces. It's actually a nice game. Beside the classic Sonic stages. Those are awful. The classic Sonic stages are truly the worst. I've never hated classic Sonic as much as being in a classic Sonic stage in Sonic Forces. It's horrible. I don't like those stages, but I actually love the stages where like you play as the character with like the little hook item. I keep forgetting what they were called. Was it Wispons? I think it was Wispons. Like the little shooty weapons. But yeah. By the way, just real quick, Infinite was absolutely squandered, absolutely squashed, absolutely horrible character. In the sense of writing, like Infinite is a really cool design, and they wasted potential. Let's not beat around the bush for that one. They absolutely squandered Infinite's potential. He could have been a major threat, and they just ruined it. I still have to go through playing Frontiers. So I cannot, like, exactly say if that's improved, but, like, I hope they improved on Sage being a good villain. I'm basically, like, I haven't even found Tails on the map, just FYI, on Frontiers. I'm still, like, playing the game casually, like I said. I play, like, twice a month, which means I'm doing really slow progress. Unlike hardcore gamers who've probably beaten the game already 7 times. And by the time I beat it, I'm already in my 20s. That's usually how games go. I only beat them like 7 years later. I haven't even beaten my childhood game that I wanted to beat like as like one of my childhood dreams. So yeah, says a lot about me. I'm a slow slug. I like taking it slow. But yeah, here we are. I'm satisfied. I think that'd be done for today. At least, like, for now, not, like, for today. But, like, I'm pretty much done with streaming for today. If someone was watching, thank you for coming. We actually hit the 2-hour mark clean in a second. Oh, sweet. I can do a quick outro. Thank you so much for being there with me, in case you were watching. Thank you if you just were there for a few minutes. If you're watching this, like, afterwards, thanks for watching. I hope you liked that, like, I tried to decorate a bit the layout, because I usually don't do that. But, yeah, I'm gonna continue working in the background on a VTuber and stuff. So, yeah, bye-bye!